Money is one of the most powerful tools in life, but money itself is not the problem or the solution. The real difference comes from the person controlling it. Give the same amount of money to two different people, and you may see two completely different results. One person may build security, freedom, and wealth, while the other may spend everything and remain trapped in the same financial struggles. The difference is not always income. The difference is discipline. Financial discipline is the ability to control your money before your money controls you. It means learning to delay unnecessary pleasure so you can create meaningful progress. It means understanding that every dollar, every rupee, and every financial decision has a direction. Your money is always going somewhere. The question is, are you deciding where it goes, or are your habits deciding for you? Many people believe that if they simply earned more money, all of their financial problems would disappear. But earning more does not automatically create wealth. If your spending habits grow as quickly as your income, you can earn twice as much and still feel broke. The person who earns more but spends everything is not necessarily more financially successful than the person who earns less but manages money wisely. This is why financial discipline begins with awareness. You must know where your money is coming from and where it is going. You cannot improve what you refuse to measure. Take a serious look at your financial life. What do you earn each month? What do you spend? How much do you save? How much debt do you carry? How much money disappears through small purchases that seem harmless individually but become expensive when repeated? The goal is not to become obsessed with money. The goal is to become responsible with it. Every financial journey begins with a simple decision: I will take control. You may not be able to control your current income. You may not be able to change your past financial mistakes. You may not be able to immediately eliminate every bill or debt, but you can control what you do next. And what you do next matters. Financial discipline is built through small decisions repeated consistently. You do not become financially strong because of one perfect month. You become financially strong because you make better choices month after month, year after year. Think about your daily habits. Every time you decide not to make an unnecessary purchase, you are practicing discipline. Every time you save before spending, you are practicing discipline. Every time you choose learning over entertainment, you are practicing discipline. Every time you pay attention to your financial goals instead of your temporary desires, you are building your future. The challenge is that human beings naturally want immediate rewards. We want the new phone now. We want the expensive clothes now. We want the luxury car now. We want the vacation now. We want comfort now. But wealth is often built by people who understand the difference between what they want now and what they want most. You can have almost anything you want, but you cannot necessarily have everything you want at the same time. That is where sacrifice enters the picture. Financial discipline does not mean you can never enjoy life. It means you stop allowing temporary pleasures to destroy long-term possibilities. There is nothing wrong with enjoying your money. In fact, money should help you live a better life. But enjoyment becomes dangerous when it is purchased with money you do not have, debt you cannot afford, or sacrifices that damage your future. Learn to ask yourself one powerful question before spending: is this purchase helping the life I want to build? Sometimes the answer will be yes. Sometimes the answer will be no. And when the answer is no, discipline gives you the strength to walk away. One of the most important financial habits you can develop is paying yourself first. Before your money disappears into bills, entertainment, shopping, and impulse purchases, set something aside for your future. It does not have to be a huge amount. Start with what you can manage. The percentage matters less at the beginning than the habit of saving consistently.
When you do save regularly, you are sending yourself a message: my future matters.
Over time, those small amounts can become a financial foundation. But saving alone is not enough. You must also learn how to increase your ability to earn. There are two sides to financial growth: managing what you have and improving what you can earn. Develop valuable skills. Read, study, learn communication, learn sales, learn technology, learn leadership, learn a trade, learn how businesses work, learn how to solve problems that people are willing to pay you to solve. Your greatest financial asset is not your bank account, it is you. Your knowledge, skills, character, creativity, discipline, and ability to create value determine much of your financial potential. If you want a better financial life, become a more valuable person. Do not spend all your free time consuming information that makes you feel entertained but does nothing to improve your life. Use some of your time to develop yourself. Read books, listen to educational material, study successful people, learn from your mistakes, build skills that can increase your opportunities. A person who improves their ability every year is creating something more powerful than a temporary increase in income. They are creating capacity, and capacity creates opportunity. Another major part of financial discipline is understanding debt. Debt can sometimes be useful, but careless debt can become a prison. When you borrow money to satisfy every desire, you are spending future income today. You are taking tomorrow's money and giving it to today's impulses. Before taking on debt, ask yourself whether the debt is helping you build something valuable or simply helping you consume something you cannot afford. There is a huge difference. Borrowing for a productive purpose can sometimes support growth. Borrowing simply to maintain an appearance can create stress and dependence. Do not try to look wealthy, build wealth. There is a difference. Looking wealthy means buying things that make other people think you are successful. Building wealth means creating financial strength that may not be visible to anyone. A person driving an expensive car may have a huge payment every month. Another person may drive an ordinary car while quietly building savings, investments, skills, and businesses. Never confuse appearance with achievement. Your financial life should be built for your freedom, not for someone else's approval. Social pressure is one of the biggest enemies of financial discipline. People compare lifestyles. They compare houses, phones, clothes, cars, vacations, restaurants, and possessions. Social media makes this comparison even stronger because you are constantly exposed to carefully selected images of other people's lives. But you do not know the financial reality behind the picture. You do not know the debt. You do not know the stress. You do not know the sacrifices. You do not know whether the person is actually financially secure. Stop trying to win a competition that nobody officially announced. Your financial journey is yours. Your goal is not to impress everyone. Your goal is to create a life that you can respect. Financial discipline also means creating an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. Cars break down, jobs change, businesses struggle. Families face unexpected expenses. When you have no savings, every unexpected problem can become a crisis. But when you have financial reserves, an unexpected expense becomes a challenge instead of a disaster. That is what money should provide: options. Money cannot guarantee happiness, but financial stability can reduce unnecessary stress and give you more choices. Imagine waking up knowing that you have some savings. Imagine being able to handle an emergency without borrowing from someone. Imagine having the freedom to say no to a terrible opportunity because you are not desperate for immediate income. That kind of freedom is worth building, and it is built slowly. Do not become discouraged because you cannot create it overnight. A tree does not become strong in one day. Neither does a financial life. You plant the seed, you water it, you protect it, you give it time, then one day the growth becomes visible. Your financial habits work the same way. At first, saving a small amount may feel insignificant. Paying off one small debt may feel like nothing. Learning one new skill may seem ordinary. But these actions compound. Small improvements become major transformations when they are repeated long enough. This is why discipline is more important than motivation. Motivation can make you excited for a day. Discipline can change your life for decades. You will not always feel like saving money. You will not always feel like working. You will not always feel like studying. You will not always feel like saying no to yourself. That is exactly why discipline matters. You make the right decision even when you do not feel like making it. The financially disciplined person does not ask, "What do I feel like doing today?" They ask, "What does my future require from me today?" That question changes everything. Your future self is depending on the decisions you make right now. The money you waste today could have become savings. The hours you waste today could have become skills. The opportunities you ignore today could have become income. The habits you repeat today could become the foundation of your future. Think about that. Your future is being created by ordinary days, not by one magical moment, not by luck, not by a sudden miracle. Your financial future is being created by what you repeatedly do. So make your daily habits work for you. Create a budget, track your spending, save consistently, reduce unnecessary expenses, avoid destructive debt, increase your skills, look for ways to increase your income, build an emergency fund, learn about investing carefully and responsibly. Set financial goals, review your progress, and most importantly, remain patient. Do not expect immediate results from long-term habits. We live in a world that constantly promises instant success, but real financial strength usually takes time. The person who wants to become wealthy overnight is often vulnerable to bad decisions. They chase shortcuts. They chase unrealistic promises. They take unnecessary risks. They believe someone else's dream instead of building their own plan. Do not become a victim of impatience. Build slowly, build intelligently, build consistently. If you are currently struggling financially, do not use your situation as an excuse to give up. Use it as a reason to become more disciplined. Maybe you have made mistakes. Learn from them. Maybe you have debt. Create a plan. Maybe you have little savings. Start small. Maybe your income is low. Work on your skills and look for opportunities to increase your earning power. Maybe your past has been financially irresponsible. That does not mean your future has to be the same. You can change your direction. One of the most powerful financial decisions you can make is to stop saying, "I can't." Replace it with, "What can I do? What can I cut? What can I learn? What can I save? What can I build? What can I sell? What problem can I solve? What skill can I improve? What opportunity can I create?" Those questions put you back in control. Remember, financial discipline is not punishment, it is preparation. When you save money, you are preparing for opportunity. When you learn skills, you are preparing for greater income. When you reduce debt, you are preparing for freedom. When you control spending, you are preparing for stability. When you invest in yourself, you are preparing for growth. Discipline is simply choosing what you want most over what you want now. And that principle applies far beyond money. It applies to health, it applies to relationships, it applies to education, it applies to business, it applies to personal growth. The person who learns to control small things eventually becomes capable of handling bigger things. So start with your money. Sit down and look at your financial life honestly. Do not judge yourself. Do not make excuses. Do not blame everyone else. Just look at the numbers, then make a decision. This is where I am, but this is not where I have to stay. Create a simple financial plan. Decide how much you will save. Decide how much you can spend. Decide which debts you will attack first. Decide what skill you will develop. Decide how you will increase your income. Then follow the plan. You will make mistakes. That is okay. Financial discipline does not mean perfection. It means correction. If you overspend one week, get back on track the next week. If you miss a savings goal, restart. If you make a bad investment decision, learn the lesson. If you lose money, study why it happened. Never allow one mistake to become an identity. You are not your financial mistakes. You are the person capable of learning from them. And remember this, money magnifies habits. If you are disciplined with a little, you can become disciplined with more. If you are careless with a little, more money may simply give you more opportunities to be careless. So do not wait until you become rich to learn financial discipline. Learn it now, practice it now, build the habits now. Because the real goal is not simply to have more money. The real goal is to become the kind of person who can responsibly handle more money. That is the art of financial discipline. It is patience, it is awareness, it is self-control, it is delayed gratification, it is continuous learning, it is responsible decision-making, it is refusing to trade your future for temporary pleasure. Your financial life can change. But it will not change because you watch one motivational video. It will change when you take action after watching it. So when this video ends, do something. Open your notes, write down your income, write down your expenses, or write down your debts, write down your savings, write down your financial goals. Then choose one action you can take today. Maybe it is saving your first amount. Maybe it is canceling an unnecessary expense. Maybe it is making a debt payment. Maybe it is studying a new skill. Maybe it is creating a plan to earn additional income. Whatever it is, begin. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment rarely arrives. Start with what you have. Start where you are. Start small, but start. Because financial freedom is not created by wishing for a better future. It is created by building a better present. Every disciplined decision is a vote for the person you want to become. Every amount you save is a vote for your future. Every skill you learn is a vote for your future. Every unnecessary expense you avoid is a vote for your future. Every debt you eliminate is a vote for your freedom. And every day you choose discipline over impulse, you become stronger. One day, you will look back and realize that the little decisions were not little at all. They were the foundation. They were the beginning. They were the reason your life changed. So take control of your money. Take control of your habits. Take control of your choices. Do not allow money to become the master of your life. Make it a tool. Use it wisely. Respect it. Manage it. Grow your ability to earn it. And use it to create a life of purpose, freedom, security, and contribution. Because true financial success is not about showing people how much you have. It is about knowing that you have built something strong enough to support the life you truly want. The journey begins with discipline. The journey continues with consistency, and the results come with time. So start today. Your future self will thank you. Now let us go deeper. One of the greatest financial lessons you can learn is that your relationship with money is a reflection of your relationship with discipline. If you cannot control small financial decisions, it becomes difficult to control larger ones. If you constantly spend without thinking, larger income may only create larger spending. If you learn to control your choices today, you prepare yourself for greater opportunities tomorrow. Think about the difference between wanting something and needing something. Modern life makes it easy to confuse the two. Advertising tells you that you need the newest device. Social media tells you that you need expensive experiences. Friends may make you feel that you need to keep up with their lifestyle. But financial discipline teaches you to pause. Before you spend, ask yourself, do I need this, or do I simply want this right now? That one question can save you from hundreds of unnecessary decisions. There is nothing wrong with buying something you want. The problem begins when every desire becomes a financial command. You should be able to enjoy your money without becoming controlled by your desires. A disciplined person can say, I could buy this, but I choose not to. That is power. The ability to say no is one of the most valuable financial skills you can develop. Sometimes saying no today means saying yes to something much bigger tomorrow. No to unnecessary shopping can mean yes to savings. No to excessive entertainment can mean yes to education. No to unnecessary debt can mean yes to freedom. No to impressing others can mean yes to building your own future. This is the principle of delayed gratification. You are not saying no forever. You are saying not yet because something more important comes first. Many people sacrifice their future for immediate comfort. They want the reward before they have earned it. They want the lifestyle before they have built the foundation. They want the results without developing the habits. But life does not work that way. If you want financial freedom, you must be willing to do things today that your future self will appreciate. Your future self cannot speak to you directly, but your future self is affected by everything you do today. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. What kind of financial situation do you want to be in? Do you want to have savings? Do you want to have less debt? Do you want to have valuable skills? Do you want to own assets? Do you want to have multiple sources of income? Do you want to have the freedom to make decisions without financial fear? Then begin building that person today. Do not wait 5 years and then wish you had started. The future is built in the present. Another important principle is learning to live below your means. Living below your means does not mean living a miserable life. It means creating a gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap is where financial progress happens. If you earn 100% and spend 100%, there is nothing left. If you earn 100% and spend 90%, you have 10% that can be saved, invested, or used to build something. The larger the healthy gap becomes, the more financial options you create. This is why increasing income is important, but controlling expenses is equally important. You cannot build wealth if every increase in income immediately becomes an increase in lifestyle. This is known as lifestyle inflation. You receive a raise and suddenly you upgrade your phone. You earn more and suddenly you move into a more expensive house. Your business improves and suddenly your personal expenses increase. Your income rises, but your financial position barely changes. Instead, when your income increases, consider allowing your savings and investments to increase first. Let your lifestyle grow slowly. There is a powerful satisfaction in knowing that your financial strength is growing faster than your desire for luxury. You do not need to prove your success through possessions. Let your financial stability speak for itself. Another major part of financial discipline is learning the difference between assets and liabilities. In simple terms, an asset can contribute to your financial strength, while a liability can create ongoing financial obligations. Understanding this difference helps you think differently about purchases. Before buying something expensive, ask yourself what it will do to your financial life after the excitement of the purchase disappears. Will it create value? Will it save money? Will it generate income? Will it improve your skills? Or will it simply require more money from you? This does not mean every purchase must make money. Life is meant to be enjoyed, but you should understand the consequences of your choices. Financial maturity means enjoying today without destroying tomorrow. That is balance. You also need to understand the power of compounding. Small amounts of money can become meaningful when they are given enough time and managed responsibly. The same principle applies to skills, knowledge, habits, and relationships. Small improvements compound. If you improve your financial habits by just a little every month, after several years you may become a completely different person. Maybe you start by saving a small amount, then you create a budget, then you eliminate one unnecessary expense, then you pay off one debt, then you learn a new skill, then you increase your income, then you increase your savings, then you learn about responsible investing. One action leads to another. That is how transformation happens, not through one giant decision, but through hundreds of small decisions. This is why you should never underestimate small beginnings. If you only have a small amount to save, save it. If you only have 1 hour to study, use it. If you can only improve one habit, improve that one. You do not need to control everything at once. You need to control something consistently. Another financial habit worth developing is keeping a record of your money. You should know what you spend. When you track your expenses, something interesting happens. You begin to notice patterns. Maybe you spend more on food than you realize. Maybe small online purchases are adding up. Maybe subscriptions are taking money every month. Maybe transportation costs are higher than expected. Maybe you are spending money simply because you are bored. Awareness creates opportunity. Once you see the pattern, you can change it. Without awareness, you are operating on assumptions. With awareness, you can make decisions based on reality. Do not be afraid of your financial numbers. Some people avoid looking at their bank accounts because they are afraid of what they will see. But avoiding the numbers does not improve the situation. The numbers are information. They are not your identity. If your bank balance is low, that is information. If your debt is high, that is information. If your savings are growing, that is information. Use the information to make better decisions. Your financial situation is a starting point, not a final destination. Now let's talk about income. There is a limit to how much you can cut from your expenses. Eventually, you need to focus on earning more. The best way to increase your income is to increase the value you can provide. Ask yourself, what problems can I solve? People pay for solutions. Businesses pay for skills. Customers pay for convenience, quality, expertise, speed, creativity, and results. If you become better at solving valuable problems, your financial opportunities can increase. Do not simply ask, how can I make more money? Ask, how can I become more valuable? That is a better question. Maybe you can improve your communication. Maybe you can learn digital skills. Maybe you can learn sales. Maybe you can learn design. Maybe you can learn coding. Maybe you can learn marketing. Maybe you can learn a technical trade. Maybe you can improve your leadership. Maybe you can build a small business. There are many paths. The important thing is to stop waiting for someone else to rescue your financial future. Take responsibility for your development. Your employer can pay you for the value you create. Your customers can pay you for the problems you solve. Your business can grow because of the value you provide. So become more valuable. Read, practice, study, experiment, make mistakes, improve, keep learning. The person who stops learning eventually limits their own opportunities. Financial discipline also requires patience with your career. You may look at someone successful and think they became successful quickly, but you are often seeing the result and not the years behind it. You see the business, you do not see the nights of work. You see the success, you do not see the failures. You see the income. You do not see the years spent developing skills. Never compare your beginning to someone else's finished chapter. Build your own. Your journey may take longer than you expected, but that does not mean it is failing. Keep moving. Another important financial principle is creating multiple sources of income when appropriate and sustainable. Depending completely on one source of income can create vulnerability. Developing additional skills or income streams can provide more flexibility. But be careful. Do not chase every opportunity. Financial discipline means saying no to opportunities that do not fit your goals. Some people jump from one business idea to another. One week they want to start a store. The next week they want to trade. Then they want to become a content creator. Then they want to start another business. They spend more time chasing ideas than developing one. Focus matters. Choose a direction. Learn deeply. Work consistently. Give it enough time to produce results. You do not need 10 unfinished projects. You may need one well-developed skill. Another powerful concept is financial independence. Financial independence does not necessarily mean becoming extremely rich. It means having enough financial strength that your life is not controlled by constant financial emergencies. Imagine having savings. Imagine having manageable expenses. Imagine having valuable skills. Imagine having low or controlled debt. Imagine having investments or other productive assets. Imagine having the ability to make choices based on what is right rather than what you desperately need for survival. That is freedom. And freedom is one of the greatest reasons to develop financial discipline. Money should create options, not anxiety. But remember, financial discipline is not only about accumulating money, it is also about knowing why you want financial success. What is the purpose? Maybe you want to support your family. Maybe you want to give your children better opportunities. Maybe you want to build a business. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to help others. Maybe you want freedom from constant financial stress. Maybe you want to spend more time doing meaningful work. Your financial goals should connect to your values. When your money has a purpose, discipline becomes easier. You are no longer saving just because someone told you to save. You are saving because you know what you are building. Purpose creates strength. If your goal is meaningful enough, you will be willing to make sacrifices. This is why you should write down your financial goals. Do not keep them only in your head. Write them, make them specific, give them time frames, review them regularly. A vague goal creates vague action. A clear goal gives you direction. Instead of saying, I want to save more, decide what you want to save and by when. Instead of saying, I want to earn more, decide what skill you will develop and what income target you are working toward. Instead of saying, I want to get out of debt, create a plan for reducing it. Clarity creates action, and action creates progress. There will be days when you feel discouraged. There will be unexpected expenses. There will be setbacks. There may be months when progress is slow. Do not quit. A disciplined person understands that setbacks are part of the journey. The goal is not to avoid every problem. The goal is to become strong enough to handle problems. When something goes wrong, ask, what can this teach me? Maybe you need a larger emergency fund. Maybe you need better insurance. Maybe you need to reduce unnecessary expenses. Maybe you need another source of income. Maybe you need better planning. Turn problems into lessons. Every financial mistake can either become a permanent burden or a valuable teacher. Choose the lesson and never let shame prevent you from taking action. If you have made poor financial choices, forgive yourself enough to move forward. Responsibility does not require endless self-hatred. It requires honesty. Say, I made that mistake. Now I will do better. Then do better. One better decision today can begin a new chapter. You do not have to fix your entire financial life in one day. You only need to begin. Start with one budget, one savings habit, one debt payment, one skill, one financial goal, one disciplined decision. Then repeat. Consistency is where the power is. Remember that financial discipline is a lifestyle, not a temporary challenge. You do not save money for 30 days and then return to old habits. You develop a new relationship with money. You become more intentional. You stop asking, can I afford the payment? You start asking, can I afford the entire financial responsibility? You stop asking, how much can I borrow? You start asking, how much can I build without borrowing? You stop asking, how can I look successful? You start asking, how can I become successful? That shift in thinking is powerful. The goal is to become financially intelligent. Learn how money works. Learn about saving. Learn about investing. Learn about taxes relevant to your situation. Learn about business. Learn about risk. Learn about compound growth. Learn about financial scams. Learn about consumer psychology. The more you understand, the harder it becomes for your emotions to control your decisions. Knowledge does not eliminate risk, but it can improve the quality of your decisions. And always remember that there is no substitute for discipline. You can watch motivational videos every day. You can read books. You can listen to successful people. But eventually, you have to make the decision. Will you spend or save? Will you learn or waste the time? Will you build or consume? Will you delay gratification or chase another temporary reward? Will you take responsibility or make another excuse? Your answers create your life. So today, make a decision. Decide that you will become more disciplined with money, not perfect, not instantly wealthy, just more disciplined. Track your money. Save something, spend intentionally, learn continuously, increase your value, avoid unnecessary debt, build your emergency reserves, set goals, stay patient, and keep moving forward. One day, the financial habits you are building today may become the reason you have choices that you once thought were impossible. You may look back at the days when you had very little and realize that those were the days when you developed the character that made future success possible. The amount you have today does not determine the person you can become tomorrow. Your habits matter, your decisions matter, your consistency matters, your willingness to learn matters, your ability to delay gratification matters, and your courage to take responsibility matters. So do not wait until you have more money to become disciplined. Become disciplined now. Do not wait until you are successful to develop successful habits. Develop them now. Do not wait until life becomes easier. Become stronger now. Because the art of financial discipline is not about controlling money. It is about controlling yourself. When you can control yourself, you can control your choices. When you control your choices, you control your habits. When you control your habits, you begin to control your direction. And when you control your direction consistently, your life can change. Start today. Make one better financial decision, then make another tomorrow, then another the next day. Keep going. Small decisions become habits. Habits become character. Character shapes your future. And your future is worth the discipline. Build patiently. Spend wisely. Earn intelligently. Save consistently. Learn continuously. And never forget that true wealth begins long before the money appears in your bank account. It begins in your mind. It begins with discipline. It begins with responsibility. It begins with the decision to stop living only for today and start building for tomorrow. Your financial future is being created right now. Make sure you are building something you will be proud of.